this lie that's being put out that somehow being green and responsible with the environment means you have to hurt the economy, a lie. And I can show you bold things we could be doing. In fact, the energy and the industry of the future, we can define the way and not let the Chinese do it or other countries do it. America's got to lead again. We can get a green future, an economically prosperous future that works for everybody.
There you go. Senator Cory Booker wants to be president, slamming critics of the Green New Deal in the snow of New Hampshire. As one of its main sponsors, Congresswoman Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez now criticized for opposing this massive Amazon deal here in New York City. Jonah Goldberg's here, senior editor of National Review, here to make sense of it all. How you doing, Jonah? It's been some time, and a big welcome back to you here on America's
Thanks, Bill. Good to be here.
So the economics of it, he says that's a lie, and you say what?
It's nonsense. Look, I mean, I like how, he says it's disingenuous to ask how much this is going to cost. Imagine if a car salesman said that to you on the car lot. Said, oh, you shouldn't have to ask how much it's going to cost. Of course you have to ask how much it's going to cost. The idea that you can get rid of the oil and gas industry, the steel industry, the coal industry, the air transportation industry, much of the automotive industry, and have it not cost anything is ludicrous. And the idea that somehow because he was a mayor of Jersey City, which benefited from the gentrification of New York City getting rich, that therefore he knows how to sort of retrofit the entire industrial base of the United States is clownish. But that's where we are these days. And they always want to make it out to be a false choice, that going green has no costs. Well, governing is choosing, and economics is about choosing between competing goods. And there are going to be costs, and when you tell people there aren't going to be costs to anything like this, you're selling them, a bunch of beans.
Well, I was reading your piece in the New York Post, and here's the headline so our viewers have it. AOC's new Green Deal will require a ton of corporate cronyism. You reflected in the piece about the Amazon deal, saying the tax incentives should be better spent on schools and subways. That's the case the left is arguing here in New York. But you're making the case that you can't go big green unless you co-op American business along the way. Do I have that right?
Yeah, that's right. First of all, this is the story of Woodrow Wilson's administration. It's the story of the actual New Deal, where big business and government got in bed together. The only way you can sort of do these massive industrial policy kind of things, particularly on a deadline, and that's what the Green New Deal is about, is doing this in 10 years, is by inducing the lobbyists and the fat cats to get around the table, and you give them benefits through tax abatements and various subsidies to do the things that you want them to do. That's exactly what the Amazon deal was. And
they chased them out of town.
And they chased them out of town because they weren't bribing them enough, essentially.
It's a very interesting piece. To our viewers, check it out, NewYorkPost.com.